Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with my layout share for the week. I'm going to try to quickly go through these. There aren't a whole lot of them, but I absolutely love a couple of them for reasons I'll explain to you in a minute. This one is last week's Scrap Squad Sunday version of this original, and it has the concentric circles of patterned paper. I used Cocoa Vanilla Sunkissed, used some packaging to make the title Sunkissed Moments, using a beautiful matte navy perspective from Bramble Fox, and a little bunny that has ice skates on, but you can't see because he's hidden in the flowers, and a tab labeled Magic. And I absolutely love this photo of Barrett with his arm around me and Katie there as we were playing mini golf at Pirates Cove in Florida on our little trip recently. And I thought that the Cocoa Vanilla Sunkissed was perfect because there was a lot of sun and it was a wonderful day. And the colors kind of match the colors of my shirt, so that's my excuse. Okay, so that's number one. I have another version of that same lift later. This is my scrap backwards layout for last Monday, and we're scrap lifting members this month, and this was the original from Elizabeth Worthington. And I have a photo that I printed on the wrong kind of paper, and it came out kind of blurry, but I love it, of a couple of kitties. I used this pattern paper background that I absolutely loved. Instead of putting a frame around it as Elizabeth did, I used strips of scraps to kind of frame everything out, and lots of pieces of frames. And I just love this page because the house was a mess. This table was a door laying on top of some boxes. These were boxes that later became our kitchen cabinets. And we were kind of in everything was in progress. You can see Ava's little craft desk. These were indeed happy days, as I have labeled. Life was filled with possibility back then. This is a layout that I did for this incredible new series called Stash Dive Tuesday. And I actually printed this page. It's my third lift I've done of the last Scrap Squad lift of 2021. And I dug into my crazy bowl that had a million things of different types, and I found all this stuff as you watched me look. I had not gone through it beforehand. I did know that there was some stuff, seaside, beachy stuff, because I had in there some of the things that Jojo Kelly had given me as a Secret Sister gift at the Scrapping Reflections retreat last September. So, but I didn't know that these little flip-flops were in there, for example. I didn't know that this fussy cut flamingo was in there. These are die cuts that Jojo did, various and sundry bits of wood veneer, this flower, and I think even these two, this and this flare were in there, and I went and found that one. but these little die cuts, and I found some more die cuts of those and kind of just put them away. So I love this photo of Katie walking down the beach holding her flip-flops. So the flip-flops were a perfect addition there. Love that page. This is another mini golf page, and these two mini golf photos, Scrappy Adam and I both scrapped the same photos. And we both started out with the same sticker sheet, so I knew there would be some similarities. But it was amazing how similar our pages were and how many of the same elements we used here. And the reason that I wanted us to scrap, when he said he wanted to scrap a couple of pictures of mine, I wanted my photos to have some connection to him. And this Pirates Cove golf courses where he and his friends played golf when he visited Florida 3 years ago. So that was kind of cool. And when he did his page, he remembered to use the ladybug, the bee, and the squirrel. He did his live on the Dottie About Flair page. And I think he wasn't quite sure, and someone in the audience actually reminded him about the squirrel. So I used those things on my page after the fact. Those are not in the video. But I had a lot of fun with this. I used a lot of border strips. The sticker sheets I had chosen for my kit had a lot of border strips. And I really love this. The most wasted of all days is one without laughter. And we certainly laughed on that day. Okay, this one is for Challenge Accepted. And this is a second lift of this page. It's got the circles, but they're on a globe, and I've got planes traveling around the globe. And I've included lots of travel icons. My photo is of our car fully loaded with luggage for the trip we took last summer. It had more colorful luggage, and the luggage, this last trip to Orlando, we actually split the luggage between two cars because Katie drove her car as well as James driving his truck. So I have perspective, the car, and the airplane, and the geotag in that beautiful matte navy blue, which is fast becoming my favorite perspective color and material and finish. I had this curly craft paper that had been used to wrap around a poster. So it was packaging, and I used some Vicky Bouton stamps, and then I used Nuvo drops and liquid pearls, which were what I had before Nuvo drops came along, and I used those to color the centers of the flowers in the colors that I was going to be using on the page. And I used all kinds of travel supplies that I pulled out of my stash, and used a Bramble Fox Brighter Days. Either Brighter Days were back when we could travel, or Brighter Days ahead when we will be able to travel again. I did some snorkeling because that's some snorkel gear because John and I loved snorkeling. I have, coffee cup because we stopped at Starbucks on all of our road trips, and, a little luggage, just little bits, the cafes and driving through woods. We have the map and the passport and the luggage. I just love travel supplies, and I like to cram them all on one page, obviously. So this was my last layout for the week. I'll be doing one today live, and that's what all these supplies are for. I'll be doing that live on the Dottie About Flair page. And then I'll be doing the Scrap Squad Sunday lift for this coming week. I'll be doing, it's my first of 2 that I do. I do it also on Challenge Accepted. And it involves torn paper, so I'm looking forward to that. This one I used some re-inker for Distress Oxide inks, and I used some Creamies, which is a paint by Shimmers, and I used stencil to press texture paste through here. This was a Vicky Bouton stencil. These dotty spots were a Paige Evans stencil, and then the what you can see there of the fern leaf, that's also a Vicky Bouton stencil. And I used stamps and embossing powder and Vicky Bouton butterflies, some Dottie About Flair. This was a Bramble Fox die. This was a flare from the XL. It's like winter confetti, but it's kind of generic to me. And I have a baby squirrel, because that's kind of, at this time in her life, that's what we called her. Instead of, we used to call her baby girl when she was a baby, then we called her baby squirrel. And the title and the sprigs are from a foam title set from These Days by Coco Vanilla. So that's my layout share. Stay tuned for next week. I just did, and I'm uploading my organize video report on my completed project number 1, and kind of showing you the area where I will be doing project number 2. So I hope you'll stay tuned, tune into that. And all of these have videos on my channel if you'd like to look more closely as to how they were done. And, you know, if you can make sense out of that craziness, more power to you. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.